Now at 9, nearly 1,000 people competed in this year's Ironman. What city officials were part of that number?
Negotiations are underway for the SAG. What the next steps are?
The man arrested for killing Tupac Shakur appeared in court. The timeline of his trial.
Late Senator Dianne Feinstein's funeral was yesterday. Who was in attendance?
Tracking lingering rain chances tonight and some chilly temperatures as we get into the weekend.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Luke Barnes.
And I'm Anna Drake. And that weather has been so weird, Luke. I know I had my jacket on one day, now it's raining, now it's really hot. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, humidity's picking it up. Let's toss it over to Lance with weather.
Well, you'll definitely need to pull that jacket back out again because we were pretty cool today. We're going to be cooling back down. In fact, we'll get pretty chilly as we get towards the weekend. Here's to take a look at radar. That rain that we had throughout the day earlier on today, that's actually moved out of the area for the most part. We still could see a few lingering showers, especially with some of these showers off to our west, but most of us will be staying dry as we go throughout the night tonight. Our temperatures right now in the 60s across Indiana with 64 degrees in Muncie, 66 in Shelbyville, 63 degrees in Indianapolis, and 62 degrees in Lafayette. Our high temperature today was 75 degrees. Our average high 71 degrees is set in our record high 87 degrees has been in the books since 2007. Our high temperature today would actually occurred around noontime when those rain chances occurred early on at around noon before that rain moved in across the area. Coming up, we'll have your 7-day forecast along with your cool, chilly temperatures as we get towards the weekend.
Thanks, Lance. Nearly 1,000 athletes from 25 different countries participated in this year's Ironman. According to a press release, this year's race featured participants as young as 18 and as old as 70 to 74. One of those participants was Mayor Dan Ridenauer with a trusty relay team behind him. Prairie Creek Superintendent Dustin Clark competed the 1.2-mile slim. Deputy Controller Matt Wagley finished the 56-mile bike, and the mayor raced the 13.1-mile half marathon to finish the triathlon. Communications Director Michelle Owen completed the endurance race solo. Registration for the 2024 opens next Wednesday.
In your national headlines, negotiations are moving forward to Hollywood's largest union. In a joint statement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers yesterday, SAG-AFTRA announced that the talks would continue tomorrow. The parties are then expected to work over the weekend and resume on Monday. The joint statement and the continuation of negotiations will likely be read as a positive sign as the 2023 actors' strike stretches on. It was the first time discussions were made since the strike began in July.
The man arrested in the killing of rapper Tupac Shakur appeared in court for the first time yesterday. Dwayne Keith Davis walked into a Las Vegas courtroom for his arraignment hearing, but without his lawyer. He told the judge that his defense attorney wouldn't be attending and asked for a 2-week continuance, which the judge granted. Davis, also known as Keith D., is accused of orchestrating the 1996 shooting that killed Shakur, who is widely hailed as one of the most influential hip-hop artists of all time. Davis is being held without bail until at least his next court appearance. The Clark County DA says Davis is expected to plead not guilty.
We will continue to ask for a no bail setting because we believe under Nevada law and the evidence in this case that the proof is evident and the presumption is great that he will be convicted of first-degree murder, and that allows us to ask for a no bail setting.
The search for gunmen who opened fire on a Maryland college campus rolls through another day, with police releasing new video and asking the public for help.
Laura Aguirre brings us more new video on how students are coping with the latest round of gun violence.
Baltimore police are asking the public for help in identifying these 4 individuals. They have not revealed why they want to talk to them, but it's the latest development in the search for answers after gunfire erupted outside a crowded homecoming event at Morgan State University late Tuesday night. 5 people were hit, 4 of them students.
We believe the 5 victims who were struck were unintended targets.
Police say they know multiple weapons were involved and several bullets were recovered.
The ballistics has to tell us how many guns there were that were shot. There was, it looks like it was probably a dispute between two smaller groups.
Classes at Morgan State are canceled for the rest of the week, as are a number of homecoming activities. Many students instead are gathering at the school's chapel.
I just came here to be with other people that experienced the same thing as me.
We're not afraid, we have no fear. And we here to lift up Morgan. Go Morgan, that's what we're here for.
This shooting comes just days before a scheduled candlelight memorial on campus, one to honor university members who have died over the past year. Morgan State junior Gregory Burton says this is the third year that he's experienced gun violence during homecoming week.
Like, we need to step up the security and the safety boundaries for everybody else.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The shooting adds to the list of at least 531 mass shootings in the U.S. this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive.
Attorneys for former President Donald Trump are asking once again for a federal judge to delay the trial regarding his handling of classified documents. Trump is accused of criminally mishandling sensitive national security secrets at his Florida residence after he left office. In a court filing Wednesday, Trump's attorneys cited issues over access to material in the case. They wrote that discovery failures by special counsel Jack Smith's office warrant pushing back the trial until at least mid-November. It's at least the second request by the Trump team to move the trial date. In July, lawyers asked Judge Eileen Cannon to delay the trial until after the 2024 presidential election. Former President Donald Trump might be considering a run for a different top job. Some Republicans are suggesting he might be the next Speaker of the House. You might even be thinking, how is that possible? Because he is not a congressman. But according to legal scholars, the Speaker doesn't have to be a House representative. Sources close to Trump say he's mulling over a trip to Capitol Hill. They say he's not seriously interested in taking up the gavel, just intrigued.
As the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border overwhelms shelters and cities, the Biden administration is waiving dozens of federal laws to allow additional border wall construction in South Texas. Mike Valerio has the latest.
Hundreds of migrants caught on camera rushing past Mexican authorities with their goal in their sights, American soil in El Paso, Texas.
As long
as the United States continues to open the doors of its border and exceptionally allow passage to some groups, families, minors, vulnerable people, it is a call for more migrants to come.
Days after Texas Governor Greg Abbott ramped up his migrant busing operation, New York City officials say they are recording significant increases in the number of migrants arriving. The mayor is on a 4-day trip to Latin America, where he's expected to try to dissuade migrants from coming.
We want to make sure that we have a great level of transparency of the challenges that we are facing, so that people can manage their expectations.
With busloads of migrants arriving in Chicago, the mayor says he'll be making a trip to the border to witness the crisis firsthand.
The failure of federal policies is now impacting the people of Chicago in a very dramatic way.
Citing, quote, high illegal entry, the Biden administration will waive 26 laws to build additional border barriers in the Rio Grande Valley.
A border wall, the money was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to reappropriate, to redirect that money. They didn't, they wouldn't. And in the meantime, there's nothing under the law other than they have to use the money for what it was appropriated. I can't stop that.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Constituents of the late Senator Dianne Feinstein paid their respects. Her body is lying in state at San Francisco City Hall. The city is where she served as mayor before her more than 30 years in the U.S. Senate. Her close friend and fellow San Franciscan former Nancy Pelosi was among the mourners. Her funeral today was closed to the public due to increased security, according to her office. Coming up, how a shortage of nurses in the clinical setting is affecting classrooms. Plus,
one Muncie clinic is making flu vaccinations fun. More after the break.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours.
Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you. Get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. At a time when thousands of nurses are on strike to protest staffing shortages, many nursing schools are not able to accept hundreds of new students. The reason? Not only is there a shortage of nurses in clinical settings, there is also a problem with having enough nursing professors to teach them. According to the American Association of Colleges of Nurses, more than 78,000 students were turned away last year. Even in schools that have enough nursing faculty members, there are often not enough clinical placements for existing students.
Some of the nation's largest cancer centers continue to deal with widespread shortages of life-saving chemotherapy drugs. Overall, the majority of surveyed centers, 86%, reported a lack of at least one type of oncology medication. The survey found that among 29 U.S. cancer centers, more than 70% reported an insufficient supply of the medication carboplatin, and 60% see the shortage of cisplatin. There are the most commonly used to treat cancers.
Two new studies are suggesting that RSV can cause more severe symptoms in older adults, especially if they have underlying conditions. The studies were released by the CDC today. In one study, they found adults ages 60 and older who had RSV were hospitalized less frequently when compared to those who had the flu or COVID-19. However, those who had RSV tended to need more help to breathe. The second study shows that people 75 years or older and nearly all had at least one underlying condition. Nearly a fifth had to be admitted to the ICU, and nearly 5% had died.
Meridian Health held their annual Flulapalooza this afternoon across a variety of Indiana locations, including right here in Muncie. NewsLink Indiana got an inside look.
Community involvement is important to Meridian, so that's the main thing to get us started. To get people immunized is the most important thing. Obviously, how important it is to be vaccinated so that you don't get flu or you at least get a lesser case. Kids can get very sick, the older kids, teenagers, with the whole week of school if they have flu, sometimes if they're not vaccinated. But definitely with the vaccine on board, you're going to have much less of a case if you do get sick.
As you know, that Meridian's whole concept is about whole person health, and then with Flulapalooza we are obviously trying to cover even uninsured people, so anybody even without insurance can come and get the flu shot. We try to capture those people who have require a medical home and they have no idea that we exist. I just want to make sure that people know that even pregnant people can get the flu shot, and this is how they will prevent their upcoming newborn baby who cannot get the shot. So come and get the flu shot today. Yes.
Make sure to bundle up as we go throughout this upcoming weekend. Don't necessarily need to grab those winter coats, but grab that light jacket for this weekend. And how low will we go in those temperatures? I'll have the details coming up.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do,
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Taking a look at our temperatures right now across the area. We're in the 60s in Indiana right now. 64 degrees in Muncie, 63 in Indianapolis, 62 degrees in Lafayette, and 64 degrees in Bloomington. Take a look at our 24-hour temperature change. This is really highlighting a key component of what's been going on today. Right now in Muncie, we are 4 degrees cooler than what we were at this point yesterday. Indianapolis, 12 degrees cooler right now than what they were at this point yesterday. Really across the board, temperatures are much cooler at this point than what they were yesterday. So it's telling us that we're cool now. And the good news is that for those who like that cool weather, we're going to be seeing more of that for the next few days. Taking a look at radar, here's that rain that we've been seeing throughout this afternoon and evening. We do still see some lingering showers across the area, and we could still see some of those as we go throughout the night tonight. Now, this is all from a low pressure system just to our west here, and this will be pushing a cold front over us in just a couple hours. We also will be seeing another cold front from another system move its way on through over tonight and into Friday, and this will be bringing us much cooler temperatures than what we've been seeing for the past couple days. Timing some things out for you. By around 11 p.m., we could still see some of those lingering showers, but by the time we get towards early Friday morning, those showers will be out of the area, just leaving us with some mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies at that point. Our overnight low tonight will be in the mid-50s across the area, with these breezy conditions about 5 to 15 miles per hour from the west, with some gusts up to 20 miles per hour. So it's not terrible, but it should be a pretty nice night ahead. Could still see those lingering showers as well. Now, as we get to tomorrow, the morning is nice and sunny, so is the afternoon, but when we get towards the evening, cloud cover starts to move its way back in. Could see some lingering showers as we go throughout the evening and parts of the early overnight, but most of us will be staying dry and not like what we saw today at all. Our high temperature for tomorrow will be in the mid-60s, much cooler than what we had at around noon today. 66 degrees for that high temperature, still breezy again, and then we have those scattered afternoon showers possible as well. Now take a look at this. This is what we like to call a jet stream. These blues are indicating colder temperatures, and these reds down here in the deep south are warmer temperatures. These temperatures, as we go throughout the next few days, you can see these kind of blues hanging over Muncie. We'll see these kind of blues and greens hang over Muncie over the next few days, highlighting it to be cool and definitely jacket worthy as we go throughout the next few days. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. 66 for Friday, 56 for Saturday and Sunday. That is cold, cold, cold. 59 for Monday, 61 for Tuesday. When we get to Wednesday and Thursday, we're back in the upper 60s and then into 70s with some more storm chances, but definitely am a fan of those cooler temperatures sometimes.
Yeah, they've been up and down. I'm excited for just some consistent sweater weather and the fall activities, you know what I mean?
Let's send it over to Bryce with sports.
One Cardinals squad looks to capture another win in action, and a fresh face in Ball State sports isn't new to the territory. All this and more next in sports.
Where did the time go?
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Bryce Demsevich with sports. Ball State soccer takes on Kent State earlier today for their 5th conference game of the year. Despite the poor weather conditions, the Cardinals came to play. Ball State did not waste any time getting on the scoring sheet as Lexi Fraley scores in her first of the day 13 minutes into the opening half. Then, with just 10 minutes left in the first half, Emily Roper calls her shot and scores the second goal of the day to put the Cards up 2-0. In the second half, it was the Kent State Eagles who struck first to make it a 1-goal game. However, the Cardinals weren't fazed as Lexi Fraley put the game away with her second goal of the day to effectively end the match as Ball State ends up on top 3-1. Head coach Josh Reif credits the defense's grit for the win.
They absorb a lot of pressure, right? They handle a lot of difficult situations, and they kind of this bend but don't break mentality. And so it's really been great to see the development and growth of kind of just our defenders as a whole, right?
Ball State looks to continue their unbeaten conference play as they take on the Buffalo Bulls Sunday at 1 in Buffalo. From the field to the court, former Delaware County grad and current Ball State women's volleyball player Cameron Wise is living out her lifelong goal of playing volleyball in Worthen Arena. Wise graduated from Wapahani High School in 2022, about 20 minutes from Ball State's campus. In her 4 years of high school volleyball, she led the Raiders to the state championship twice in 2019 and 2020 before winning it all during her senior year in 2022 in Worthen. She credits those big games for helping her transition into playing at the Division I level. Wise grew up coming to all types of games at Worthen, so it's no surprise that she ended up here, close to home, playing for the Cardinals. Although she's only a freshman, she's made an impact playing in 6 games so far this year for the Cards.
Yeah, I've grown up coming to Worthen and watching a bunch of sports teams, and I knew when I was older this is where I wanted to be. It started out watching girls basketball and progressively went into volleyball, and I just fell in love with the sport, and I knew right here's where I wanted to end up.
Wise and the Cardinals fly over to Oxford tomorrow to take on Miami at 6:30. To bump it over to the Greens, Ball State men's golfer Cash Bellar is named MAC Co-Golfer of the Week today. The honor follows his standout performance at the Badger Invitational as he finishes 5 under par and ties for 4th place with Northern Illinois' Felix Kramer. Cash secures the 3rd straight week of a Cardinal winning the Player of the Week honors. Following 2 weeks of Carter Smith earning the award, Cash and the squad look forward to October 9th for the Purdue Fall Invite and a hopeful 4th straight MAC Player of the Week. To toss it over to football, Ball State looks to find some momentum in their second MAC conference matchup of the season against Eastern Michigan. On the back of the 42-24 loss to Western Michigan, the Cardinals travel to the other side of the state up north with hopes to get their season on track. However, redshirt junior and first-year Cardinal Marquez Cooper is a bright spot at running back with 316 yards on the season on only 73 total carries. With a 1-3 record on the season, the Cards will need to find consistency in order to keep their bowl game hopes alive. Now, Ball State has been kind of rocky to start the season at 1-3, but I'm hopeful for the rest of the season. What are you expecting for the rest coming up?
You know, I think starting 1-3, you really need to get back on track before the season gets lost, and I really hope as well for the Cardinals.
Yeah, we're still early in the season. I'm really excited to see what the rest of it brings.
Absolutely.
After the break, Corey Shaw has a look at your campus coverage.
And we have one final look at your weather.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to NewsLink, Indiana. My name is Corey Shaw, and this is your campus coverage. Are you ready to laugh, cry, and make memories worth sharing? Well, we're all in luck because Pete Davidson and John Mulaney are coming to Emmons Auditorium this Saturday. The two-time Emmy and WAG award-winning writer, actor, and comedian John Mulaney is partnering with Pete Davidson, who is a cast member on Saturday Night Live for 8 years. They're both set to perform at Emmons Auditorium together this coming weekend, with both fans of artists coming to watch from all over the state.
I am most excited to see Pete Davidson live. I saw him on SNL, host some sporting events that I watch, so just seeing him live and seeing what my money is worth, basically.
Hey.
All these great events are going to bring some hopefully good weather so we can get a lot of people out there in attendance. And let's have one final look at weather, Lance.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time to go out to some of those events. Just make sure to bring that light jacket with you. We'll be in the 50s for the weekend, but we bounce back up into the 60s and towards the later 60s and into 70 as we get towards the weekend or the upcoming week when we get some of those rain and storm chances when we get towards Wednesday and Thursday. But hey, got the chilly when we get towards the weekend. Can't deny that at all. Monday, 59. It's got a slight rain chance with that. 61 for Tuesday, 67 for Wednesday, and 70 degrees for Thursday.
So do you guys have any weekend plans for maybe fall break coming up?
I'm very excited to have Monday and Tuesday off. I got to go take care of my pups back home. Shout out to Louie and Rosie.
Here you go, Corey.
I just plan to definitely lock in, focus, and study.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com and have a great night.